Welcome to the Uncommon Transformation television series.
The sound budgeting principle and prudent financial management approach of the Governor Akpabio-led administration has continued to bear fruits of development and transformation of the state into a choice destination. Governor Akpabio's budgeting, which has consistently remained at 80% capital expenditure and 20% recurrent expenditure, has attracted commendations from financial experts who agree that the governor's financial model is targeted at true development, which is traversing the nooks and crannies of the state. Different sectors of the state have experienced tremendous growth in the last 4.5 years. From the free and compulsory education program, free health care program, massive construction of roads and bridges, rehabilitation of schools, health care facilities, rural development with more than 3,000 projects spread across the 31 local government areas of the state is looking good. Also, the integrated rural electrification projects, which have connected over 1,400 villages, the underground pipe jacking drainage system, a library, and the completion of the Ibom International Airport, Ibom Power Plant, as well as the new government house and banquet hall complex, the state has not been the same again. Analysts say behind the foundation for this growth is sound budgeting and implementation strategy of Governor Akpabio, which has left no one in doubt of his intention to consolidate on the achievements and gains of the last 4.5 years through efficient planning and financial management. The chambers of the Akwa State House of Assembly was filled to capacity as legislators as well as other stakeholders in the state and representatives of various media organizations waited anxiously for the presentation of the 2012 budget proposal by Governor Akpabio. The 2012 budget, which was pegged at 397.141 billion, clearly specifies areas of need, especially the desire of the governor to propel the state to enviable heights. It also provided an insight into the thinking and direction on how the government will further enhance the overall well-being of its citizens.
In 2012, we shall also continue our firm pursuit of the economic and infrastructural reforms experienced in the state through the Economic Empowerment and Development Strategy axis, and in particular pay attention to measures that will enhance our resource base, strengthen management capacity to ensure financial discipline, transparency, and prudence in resource allocation on a sustainable basis.
In line with the World Bank recommendations to developing states and economies to invest in areas that would accelerate faster growth for its people, the Akpabio-led administration has not only heeded this call, but has consistently maintained a ratio principle of 80 to 20% for capital and recurrent expenditure respectively. These stakeholders say is responsible for the renaissance in the state. According to them, this was the height of financial prudence on the part of the governor. This was attested to by Speaker, Akwa State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Sami Kon.
This administration has given back hope to the people. This administration has brought back confidence that politics is not about the pocket, but about meeting the yearnings of our people. And we commend you. And we have therefore resolved to continue to partner with you and make sure that you continue to achieve more and justify the confidence that the people have reposed in you.
Taking a cue, Akpabio gave insight into the policy thrust and objectives of the 2012 budget.
The policy thrust of the 2012 budget is predicated on continuous transformation of our private state through a multi-sectoral approach in order to increase productivity, generate more employment opportunities, reduce poverty, create wealth, empower the youth and women, and enhance the socio-economic welfare of our people.
Governor Akpabio again delivers a masterstroke as he further reeled out his budget implementation strategy.
We pay priority attention to completion of all ongoing projects in key sectors of the state economy. We promote the development of entrepreneurship through sustainable human capacity building programs and macro credit schemes. We reactivate early industries in the state to make them more functional, even establish new ones for employment generation. We will construct and rehabilitate roads that will stand the test of time for easy accessibility to all parts of the state.
In the agriculture sector, apart from the 13.0477 billion allocated to it in the 2012 budget, in 2011, over 1,000 participants from 31 local government areas were trained and empowered to establish their own farms. Tractors were acquired for them, also, while the state policy of providing fertilizers at subsidized rate was sustained. Also, the Integrated Farmers Scheme has trained and provided over 3,000 youths with 500,000 naira soft loans in addition to many other revolving loans for women groups.
I am favored. They directed us well in area of farming. I believe we have gotten enough, more than what we should, in area of farming, poultry farming, goatry, piggery farming, a lot in farming.
I want to thank the governor so much for what he has done. For him to remain, for God to use him and remember somebody like me.
The governor gives further insight.
Government has established the Akwa Ibom State Strategic Food Reserve Program. Under this program, 1.5 billion has been spent to acquire integrated food storage facility at Abak with a capacity to store up to 30,000 metric tons of grains, up to 10,000 metric tons of fish and meat. And we also have additional space to store up to 50,000 metric tons of fertilizer within the same location. The facility will incorporate processing and packaging units to add export value to the product and will also create job opportunities to reduce poverty in the state.
In essence, therefore, Akpabio's infrastructure revolution is apt. This has not gone unnoticed, as his efforts have attracted commendations even from very unlikely quarters. For instance, the commendation coming from the General Superintendent of the Deeper Life Christian Ministry worldwide, Pastor W.F. Kumi, is a big plus to the administration.
You're talking about God's will, God's will. I said, I will see that God's will myself. And, those of us who have a biblical background, because, we look at the Bible, some of the things that people take for granted, we don't. Names are very significant in the Bible. When God wanted to do something with Abraham, he said, your name is no more Abraham, it's Abraham. He wanted to do something with Jacob. He said, you are no more Jacob. He gave them the name that will suit the assignment he was going to give them. And when we say that His Excellency is God's will, those who gave the name would never have thought that anything will come out of that. But I say that is not by accident. That this is God's choice for the hour for this state.
Buttressing the views of other stakeholders, Deputy Governor Akwa Ibom State Nsima Ekere says he could not have agreed any less.
Because of the fact that we're trying to build a model state for Nigeria, we are conscious of the fact that we need to do a lot of investments in the core areas. And that's why you see consistently in the last 4 years, if you've seen our budgets, it's been skewed permanently towards capital projects. We spend less than 20% of the budget on recurrent expenses. We're interested more in building infrastructure, in building the economy, and making sure that Akwa Ibom people have something that they will be proud of for tomorrow.
This is Akwa Ibom, the land of uncommon transformation.
Recently also, Nigeria's Sports Consultative Council held a 4-day retreat in Uyo, and during a courtesy call on the governor, chairman of the body could not hide his admiration given what Akpabio has put on ground within a short time.
We are excited, we are inspired, and we are looking forward as you unveil this memorable event, which will be another milestone in the visible strides that you have already taken in transforming the political, social, and economic emancipation of Akwa Ibom State. They are all self-evident. We have dedicated a whole day to see for ourselves. We shall be your flag bearers after this summit. We want to join the moving train.
In what could be described as Akpabio's endorsement of building a model state and a destination for all Nigerians, members of Nigeria's Securities and Exchange Commission, operators of the capital market in Nigeria, led by Director General of the Commission Aruma Ote, held a 3-day retreat in Uyo. She lauded Governor Akpabio for his judicious management of the state's resources, catalyzing into massive development.
I know that I speak on behalf of my colleagues when I say that we are overwhelmed by what we've seen of Akwa Ibom. I had the good fortune, Your Excellency, as you know, of visiting Akwa Ibom in October. And after that, I said we absolutely must have our first, I believe, ever capital markets retreat in Akwa Ibom.
She wasn't done yet.
The first impression that you have of every society is the airport. And we are shocked at the quality of the airport, not just in terms of the infrastructure, but the quality of how you speedily come through the airport when you're coming in. And for me, who has had the opportunity previously to exit, it's speedy, the quality of the service is high. But when you leave the airport, every road, at least that I have traveled on, and I say the same for all my colleagues, has been amazing. And we're like, my God, if this has happened in Akwa Ibom in 4.5 years, then we must make sure that this happens in every state of this country.
Some key capital market operators and financial experts commended the governor on the 2012 budget outlay of 80% capital expenditure to 20% recurrent. In their words, this is a broadway to unlimited possibilities.
It's interesting to hear that we have a state government in Nigeria that is budgeting to devote as much as 80% of its expenditure budget on capital expenditure. That's fantastic. And I've also been overwhelmed, pleasantly overwhelmed by the level of development that I see. It appears that Akwa Ibom is fast becoming Nigeria's Dubai, because the experience you have when you are in Dubai is that there's development everywhere. And I think I can use the same words for Akwa Ibom. There's development everywhere. There's the power projects, there's the gas projects, he talked about the underground draining system, the airport project is there, the aircraft repair unit is there. It's really amazing. Then I've just heard also about the proposed sports center, which is Olympic standard. We've also heard about the hotel project, the second 5-star hotel project that is going to be operational by next year with the cinemas and the shopping mall. And I personally have already discussed with my husband today that we will change our Christmas plans and just bring our children here for Christmas. So I'm very impressed with all I'm seeing. I wish all the good people of Akwa Ibom all the best. I think that definitely His Excellency, the Governor, is a gift to Akwa Ibom, and I believe a gift to Nigeria as well. And we're looking forward to seeing more of these kind of developments all across Nigeria.
If you really want to see how an organization performs, or a country for that matter, you've got to look at how they spend their money. Yeah, it's not what they say. Look at how they spend their money. If you look at most major financial services, which is a major way to look at this problem, yeah, is that you will see that the way the really sluggish ones separate their budget is 70% is normally recurrent, yeah? 20% is usually about new business development, and another 10% for extraordinary stuff. When companies want to transform, they turn that pyramid upside down. They actually spend more of their money on the capital projects, basically on business development, and less on maintenance. And if you draw that analogy to Akwa Ibom State, you can see very, very clearly that is what Akwa Ibom is doing. I think it's a brilliant thing, and I think the key challenge now is not just to do what the budget says, but to implement and make sure those implementations are of the right quality for Akwa Ibom State.
To put the icing on the cake, Bajomo further contends that Akwa Ibom is the most promising and credible destination for investors to put their money.
At this point in time, without a doubt, I think Akwa Ibom State needs to be very strategic in what it's doing. Yeah, you're doing some really good things. Yeah, the governor was saying earlier on, there's an airport. The airport lands an A380 Airbus. Does anybody know what an A380 Airbus is? That is the biggest plane you can fly today. Yeah, and there are only very few airlines in the world that have an A380 Airbus plane. You can land that over there. That's huge. That's great. Yeah. You talked about the technology you've got on the tarmac, which makes planes land, even in bad weather. That's one part. You're blessed and bestowed with deep sea that you don't need to dredge. That's another part of it. If you capitalize on that, if the state capitalizes on that, leverages that with a good rail network, an economic powerhouse will start emerging from Akwa Ibom State. Yeah, build in the right power, don't underestimate the power, and the free education, which is being pushed as well. All those policies won't happen overnight, but the right things are being done, and if the focus is kept, I think Akwa Ibom State will achieve its full potential.
Secretary to Akwa Ibom State Government, Umana Okunumana, underscores the rationale behind Akpabio's sound budgeting.
I think the ratio of recurrent expenditure to capital, which is more like 1 to 5, is as a result of the deliberate policy of this administration. There's a way consumption and recurrent expenditure can always grow unless it is checked. So this administration has done very well in putting a cap on recurrent expenditure and ensuring that we deploy the bulk of our resources, up to 80% on capital development.
The bottom line in all these accolades is the prudent management of Akwa Ibom resources over the years, which is responsible for the uplift of the people's lives. To capture a graphic picture of this, a glance at the sectorial allocation of the 2012 budget shows that the total estimate of capital expenditure outlay of 330.897 billion is as follows. One factor accountable for the rapid transformation taking place in the state is the smooth and cordial relationship between the legislative and executive arm of government. Both arms are working hand in hand, ensuring the delivery of the much-needed dividends of democracy to the people.
As a House, we have observed that you have exhibited the highest level of commitment to service. There's been fiscal discipline. There's been the highest passion and effort at transforming our state and making us the first in the Committee of States as far as development and infrastructural renaissance is concerned in Nigeria.
The administration of Governor Akpabio places premium on education development. During the current year, Government maintained its policy of free and compulsory education at primary and post-primary schools levels for indigenes and non-indigenes alike. The government spends about 7 billion naira on this program annually. But for the 2012 budget, Governor Akpabio has allocated a juicy 35.920 billion to the education sector. In view of the need for sustainable development, underscored by competing needs from various sectors of the economy, what is needed is a political will to carry on with the task of making the desired changes for the well-being of the people. The governor assures the people that faithful implementation of the 2012 budget is key to achieving this.
This project seeks to maintain and build on the gains made during the 2011 fiscal year.
It is the doggedness and tenacity of purpose of Governor Akpabio, now fondly called the People's Governor, that has fired the engine of development and propelled the state to an enviable destination in Nigeria. For Akwa Ibom people and other Nigerians who know and appreciate good works, it is uncommon transformation.